buttercream. So you make a Swiss meringue, heat up your sugar and your egg whites to over a double boiler up to like 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you stick that into a mixer and whip that. And then in a separate bowl, you're heating up your chocolate. Yeah. And you add that, and you kind of like slowly like fold it in. Yeah, and you got your buttercream, and you add butter obviously to the meringue. So
I have a question about the buttercream meringue or meringue buttercream.
It's meringue, and then after you make the meringue, you start chopping up your butter, and you add it into your meringue slowly, so that it can start making the buttercream. And then obviously once you make the buttercream, you take the buttercream, you stick all of it into a bowl and pour your chocolate over it, your melted chocolate over it, and you fold it in. We usually used our hands because the problem with that is the chocolate tends to melt. Yeah. I mean, the chocolate tends to harden, and it'll form little pieces sometimes. So you have to make sure you really scrape it in there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, with the meringue, obviously, if you're doing a Swiss meringue, you do that, and you do it over a double boiler. Okay. If you're doing an Italian meringue, you want to heat your sugar and have your egg whites separately. With a Swiss meringue, you're heating both the sugar and the egg whites together over a double boiler. Okay. That makes the difference between that and that. Because your egg whites are already in the bowl, in your KitchenAid bowl. Gotcha. And you're heating your sugar up to about 245 degrees, 240 degrees, softball stage. Yeah. And then you slowly, once it gets to that point, when it starts heating up, you want to start whipping your egg whites so it's foaming a little bit. And then slowly pour your sugar in, and it'll start to foam. And then obviously wait till it starts cooling down. Yeah. When it cools down, like no more, like the bowl does not feel hot. Yeah. It feels like, body temperature wise. Then you can start, maybe even a little less, because your body temperature is about 98.7 degrees. So you want to go a little bit lower than that. You don't want your butter to melt in, otherwise you don't have a white buttercream. Okay. Obviously, if you're not coloring it, then clearly you want it white as white can be. Yeah. Once you do that, the yellowness comes into it, and it's not good. So you want the bowl to be quite cooled down. Okay. And then you start have your butter chopped up, and just start feeding it to the machine slowly and slowly and slowly. It'll start to look like it's separating, but you have to give it a chance because it'll whip up with the paddle attachment. Gotcha. And it'll come back together.
Okay. Do you like that?